Hi friends, welcome back to the Saffron Box. I'm Yamini Sharma and today I'll go ahead with the House Lord series and talk about the 11th House Lord. So I've already done 10 videos earlier. This is the 11th one and the 12th one will also follow very soon where I'm talking about all the House Lords. Now the 11th House Lord's placement is a very interesting one because it talks about connecting the house of wish fulfillment, of profit, of gains, right, to any other bhava. So the connection gets formed when the 11th lord goes to various bhavas, is sitting in various bhavas of your natal chart. So we'll be able to understand what is it that brings gain to us, what is it that helps in fulfilling our desires, or what are our desires basically. Now 11th house as such is a Kama Bhav. It is a Kama Bhav also, part of the Kama trine 3, 7, 11, and it is part of the Upche houses also. So the 3, 6, 10, 11 houses are the Upche Bhavas or the growth houses. So it holds a very important place in your birth chart. It is also second from your 10th house. So whatever you are putting in, whatever efforts you're doing, whatever karmas you're doing, 11th house is finally showing the growth of those efforts, growth of that effort which you have put in. So what labh did you get? 10th house was the effort and 11th is the next gain from what you're doing. So 11th house talks about your social circle also, your elder sibling also, your network, how what is your social influence, what is, how do you interact socially, what is your imprint on other people's minds, their lives. 11th house has a very airy quality to it, right? So as per the natural horoscope, the sign of Aquarius falls in the 11th house, so which is an airy sign, right? It is ruled by an airy planet also, Saturn. So here, if you understand this much, it gives you a very good idea as to what the 11th house is about. 11th house is about sharing your ideas, sharing things with other people, connecting with people at large, right? Connecting yourself to large organizations, number of people, big teams. So here, 11th house, that's why it also indicates a social network. Now you may have a very close knit group of friends that will be seen from your third, your fourth house. But with your 11th house, you can understand what is your professional circle, how are you networking, right? How are your desires manifesting, what kind of desires you have, how are you taking help to fulfill those desires, what gives you gain, right? So 11th house has many other significations. It shows many things, but primarily there's a gain angle to it, there's a profit angle to it, wish fulfillment of any kind. So, being the highest in the karma trine, it is not only karma as in the way we understand, desires of only one kind. Karma is desires of any kind. It could be desire to move around with people, it could be a desire to connect with people, to share your ideas, to work in large groups, right? So 11th house has, as I said, it has an airy quality to it. So it talks about expansion, it talks about going with the flow, and it talks about large groups. So all these things are covered in the 11th house. Wherever the 11th lord goes, it shows what are we working for, what is gainful for us, what is our highest desire, and how does it manifest itself, right? So the 11th house, though it may be good for your desire fulfillment, for your material success, for gain of money, gain of a name, fame in the social circle, but the 11th house has a tinge of maleficence also, because it is sixth from the sixth house. higher note of the sixth house. So all is not hunky dory with the 11th house. Wherever it goes, some kind of health troubles can also be seen from the 11th lord's placement. Right, so I'll go ahead, I'll talk about the 11th house lord's placement in various bhavas and all the 12 bhavas, the 12 houses of your natal chart. So do keep in mind your natal chart, your birth chart. See the D1 chart, not the D9, the D4, D7, etc. Do not see the divisional charts. I'm totally referring to the Lagna chart over here. Check the 11th house from the Lagna and check the planet which rules the Rashi falling in the 11th house. That is the planet which we are referring to today, right? So I'll begin with the 11th house lord in the first house or the Lagna. When this happens, the 11th lord has made a connection, or the house of gains, actually the 11th house has made a connection with the Lagna, that is you, right? So here it shows a person who could be very ambitious, who has a lot of desires, who's very ambitious, who's very driven to achieve his or her desires, and is ready to put in the required hard work also for it. 11th house is also an Upche Bhava, as I said earlier. So here the person is ready to struggle, ready to, go all out to achieve whatever they want to achieve. They're very goal oriented people. They also connect to large groups of people very well. So they can lead teams, they can work in big teams, in work in big organizations as well, right? It also shows that they are ready to improve on themselves. They are open to change. They want to improve themselves. They want to build up on their skills as time goes by. This is something which I've always seen, in many charts. People keep upgrading their skills, they'll upgrade their education. They're basically trying to understand life better as they are growing older, right? So are able to understand people very well, because their interaction is such. They are interacting with a wide variety of people also as such, right? This also shows your elder sibling, right? 11th house. So the 11th house lord, when it comes to the Lagna, also shows that your elder sibling has a lot of influence on you, on how you have shaped up, on how your personality has shaped up. So your elder sibling is also a pretty strong person and has a major influence on you, right? These are the positives. On the flip side, this can also show a native, also show a person who can be too goal oriented without bothering about anybody else. So they can step onto anybody's toes and just see their own gain. So there can be a tinge of selfishness also, being too ambitious just for your own good and not bothering about anybody else's needs, anybody else's agenda at all. 11th lord in the second house. When the 11th lord goes into the second house, there's a connection between profits or gains and wealth, your possessions. Possessions of a liquid kind, cash, uh, cash in bank, cash at home, jewelry, things which can be liquidated very fast, right? So that is what the second house stands for. Second house is for family, second house is for family values, your speech. But primarily, when the 11th lord goes to the second house, it shows gains. You could be belonging to a wealthy family. You could be part of a very influential family, right? When the 11th house lord goes to the second, even though it may be debilitated, this will happen in the Gemini Lagna. So if you have a Gemini Lagna, 11th lord will be Mars, And when it goes to the second house, it will go into debilitation in the sign of Cancer. Even if this is the case, in such a case also, wealth comes in easily. There are no issues related to wealth. So a good dhan yog, a good wealth yog can be seen from this. Family status can be seen from this as well. You could be involved in the family business also. So family becomes a source of strength also. Family's influence helps you out in achieving your desires very well. This could also show somebody who is connected with the food business, who's connected with banks, etc. So you could get gains from food business, gains from the finance sector, banking, etc. Right? More or less, your desires related to money get fulfilled in time, whatever be the standard or whatever be the strata somebody is coming from. Then 11th lord in the third house. When the 11th lord goes into the third house, it has gone to a trine from itself, gone to the same karma trine also. So it shows that this person, first of all, this is a good placement. Secondly, it shows that this person can gain from the fields of communication, media, industry, traveling, right? Siblings could be very supportive of you, provided there's no other affliction. Siblings could be very supportive. You rise with the help of your childhood friends, or friends are a very important part of your life. You get a lot of support from your friends also, right? A lot of motivation can also be seen in this person. So he or she knows, they know where to put in efforts. They are very driven. They are ready to take on more initiative. They are ready to take on more responsibility, provided they see the goal very clearly, provided they know what is to be achieved. Once they understand the target, once they understand the goal, they know what it takes to achieve it. They're ready to go the whole, long yard for it, right? So this also shows professions of, as I mentioned, media, communication, all these things. These also could be gainful for this person. The elder sibling could also be connected to these professions. Your desires, how they get fulfilled? They get fulfilled with the help of these people, your siblings, your friends, your connection with the travel industry, etc. But this also shows a lot of restlessness, right? 11th lord, you're always looking at what you have to achieve, how will you achieve it, desires, and it is forming a connection with another house of desires, right? So you're always restless. You're always restless. The mind is wandering, right? So this could call for channelizing your energy very well, because this gives in the required required strength or the motivation for you to achieve things. But then understand where your goal is and then go about it. Do not let your energies get scattered away also. Then 11th lord in the fourth house. When the 11th lord goes to the fourth house, it shows that you have the ambition or the desire to uh, achieve immovable property. You could be involved in the real estate, in the sale and purchase of houses, lands, or conveyances for that matter, right? So here the ambition is towards a comfortable life, the level of the standard of living has to be really good for this person. So the desire to make everything luxurious around themselves, upgrade everything, raise your level of living, that is very important for these people. Professions connected to real estate, property, land, etc. also. But after some difficulty, the 11th lord has gone to the fourth house, which is 6 places from itself. So this shows some initial struggle though. and then you get to achieve all this. Also shows that your mother could be a very ambitious person, so your mother drives you towards achieving more, or you like to work towards the comfort of your mother, right? So all these indications could come in. You could also love to have social get-togethers, gatherings at home. Such people I have seen, their house is always buzzing with activity. They have a lot of people coming over, a lot of friends coming over, so the house is full of activity all the time. Then also shows that you could get good education. At least your basic education could be pretty good, the way you want it, the way your parents have wanted it for you. It happens, you get good education at a good institute, etc., right? Then the 11th lord in the 5th house. 11th lord in the 5th house shows that it has gone 7 places from itself, 7th from itself. And from here, this planet, whichever is the 11th lord, aspects the 11th house also. It has made a connection with the trine. It shows that your desire is more towards children. What do your children do? How are they leading their lives? You have a strong desire to for your children, for their education, for the lives they lead. You're ready to put in a lot for your kids, for your children. Also shows a promise of progeny in a way, right? It also shows that from the 11th, when the 11th lord goes to the 5th, it shows that both the houses prosper, so your children also gain, and your whatever wishes you have for them, that also happens. So there's a gain for both these houses. Also shows that you are able to use your mental abilities very well. 5th house is the way you use your mind, is the way you manage things around yourself, right? 5th house supports the Lagna in whatever the Lagna is doing. So here it shows higher level of thinking. You are, whatever desires you have, you're able to use your mind very well, so your mental abilities are fully utilized in achieving what you want to achieve. And many a times it is seen that these people, when they enter the stock markets, or when they do any kind of speculation, they stand to gain. They are able to understand a lot of things very well. They are able to understand what is going to give them gains, so that long term vision is also pretty clear, right? So a good good placement for your educational pursuits also. The kind of education you want, you are able to get that kind of education. The kind of support which you want from your children, that is also available to you. Then 11th lord in the 6th house. When the 11th lord goes to the 6th house, it has gone 8 places from itself, becomes a little difficult placement also. And we all know that the 6th house is the house of diseases, deaths, enemies, opponents, all the things which hold you back, obstacles. But the best part is that you can fight whatever is there in the 6th house. So to achieve whatever you want, you're ready to fight up also. You're ready to give a fair fight. So any disease comes, you're ready to fight it out. Any enemies come, any problems come, any opponents, any opposition, you have the wherewithal to fight through, spare through the problems which come your way. But again, it will depend on the strength of the overall chart, more or less, right? How is the Lagnesh placed? Here, the Lagnesh's placement is very important. Lagnesh, the sun and the moon, it's very important to see them first, because then that will determine whether you're able to fight back things. To what degree can you fight back, right? So here, this could show constant health troubles also, as I said earlier. Constant health troubles, problems with medical legal issues. So this works well. In this placement can work really well if you are somebody who's dealing with problems on a day-to-day basis. So you are a doctor, you are a lawyer, you can gain from other people's problems also. So solving problems is part of your daily schedule. The best part to the best way to utilize this energy or to channelize this energy properly is to make a set routine, work on the sixth house, make a proper disciplined routine for yourself, take care of your health first of all. Because here with this placement, anyways, one will be very prone to health problems, right? Also, any kind of healing or problem solving, as I mentioned. So these kind of things, somewhere where you can expend a lot of your physical energy also. You could be having a profession like that as well. Daily routine will keep you busy. This could also show somebody who gains from daily sale and purchase. So daily trading is how you gain your wealth as well. Then 11th lord in the 7th house. When the 11th lord comes to the 7th house, it shows that you want your desires to be fulfilled along with your partner, with your spouse, with your partner. You have a desire to connect with people as such. So connecting with people is very important. Connecting mentally with your partner, with your spouse is very important to you. And many a times, post marriage, once a partner steps in, life partner, once you get married, then your gains also start increasing. Before that, maybe there was, you were experiencing slow growth. So post marriage, you could see a spurt in your overall growth in life as such, professionally, financially, etc. But there are a lot of expectations also from the spouse here, or the spouse could also be having a lot of expectations from you. So here there are a lot of expectations, a lot of aspirations connected to marriage. So provided other karkas for marriage, other things for marriage are supportive, then this can really help you out. This can be a really good plus point, that after marriage you start prospering as well. Also shows a desire to get into business. Such people like to do their own work also, so they like to get into a partnership, into a business where daily travels or daily sale and purchase is required. You could be connected to the professions of public dealing. So daily, on a daily basis, you have a lot of public dealing to do as well, right? 11th lord in the 8th house. So when the 11th lord goes to the 8th house, it shows that uh, you could step into inheritance, you could get sudden gains, you may have a connection with insurance, with uh, places where sudden gains come, like such people I have seen like to participate in lucky draws, where a lottery system or a chit system is there. So they'll put in their name in a lucky draw, and sometimes they end up being that lucky winner also. Right, so one in a million. So sudden unexpected gains can come your way. You could gain from your in-laws. This obviously a gain from inheritance, and you gain from things which are totally hidden, right? So you may not know what is coming your way. You may be expecting some inheritance at this level, but suddenly it goes to this. It also shows somebody who is in the professions of insurance, of banking, oil and gas, mining, etc., occult sciences, right? uh, could also show though that there are problems with the elder sibling. So here, uh, 11th lord making a connection with the 8th house is not a very good indication for your relationship with your elder sibling, right? Then 11th lord in the ninth house. When the 11th lord goes into the ninth house, it has gone to a higher note of itself. So 11 places from itself is the ninth house. It has made a connection with a trine house, with the trikona as well. So this is a good placement. Your bhagya, your fortune could help you out in fulfilling your desires, whatever you want to achieve. Your bhagya, your fortune, lady luck helps you out at the right time. You get support of your mentors, of your gurus, of your teachers, of father figure, your father himself, elders in the family help you out. They could also be gains from the government. This also shows somebody who is in the fields of education, research, educational institutes of a higher level, so beyond college level, etc. Then you could be connected with the travel industry, connected with religion, spiritual organizations. Your desire is to connect to higher wisdom. Your desire is to connect with a higher power above. And there's God's grace on what you want. So sometimes I've seen this is a very spiritual disposition also in many charts. Provided other yogas are also there, this person could be too inclined towards spiritual teachings, wants to connect to gurus, wants to move out of home and spend time in far away places, understanding spiritual, religious texts, etc. Right? Could also show your sibling to be connected with education, could be a very well educated sibling also. Long journeys keep happening in your life, so long journeys give you good results, they become fruitful for you. Then the 11th lord in the 10th house. When the 11th lord comes to the 10th house, your desire is to have a good profession, your desire is to have name, fame, recognition in the society. You want to stand apart, you want to be recognized in your area of work, in your field of work. Right? So here your friend circle could help you out. Your friend circle could be from your profession itself. So the people whom you mingle with are from the same profession itself. Then it also shows that you have to work a lot. 11th house is also Upche Bhava, 10th house is also Upche Bhava. And from the 11th, 10th house is 12th from it, right? So there's a 212 relationship here. So here you have to work a lot towards your ambition. You have to work a lot towards, standing apart from the crowd. A lot of work is indicated. This also shows sometimes, your friends can damage your reputation. So some loose talk within your professional circle. Uh, Basic, friendships at work going sour and proving to be painful to you. So these kind of things are also indicated from here. So a lot of hard work, lot of struggle in your profession, but your ambition also lies there. You do all your struggle for it. You want to stand apart, right? So a lot of difficulty also at the workplace itself. You could be working in large organizations, large teams, so they end up becoming your friends only. You spend so much of time with your teams, with your work colleagues only. There's no time left for other people. These people also start working towards their goals, working towards their career goals, especially very early on in life, right? Then 11th lord in the 11th house itself. So as I always say, 11th lord, or for that matter any planet sitting in its own uh, house as such, becomes very strong, becomes powerful, stands to gain. The house becomes strong, the planet also becomes strong. So here it's a wonderful placement for all your desires to be fulfilled, for your wishes to be fulfilled. You have a strong social circle, you have a strong elder sibling who really helps you out, who stands with you, right? So here, this could be a very powerful placement, provided no other afflictions are happening with this placement. With an affliction, a lot of things, the level of success can come down. Then 11th lord in the 12th house. When the 11th lord goes to the 12th house, it is gone second from itself, next to itself. 12th house is a Trigbhava. 12th house is also part of the Moksha trine, part of the water trine, right? By default, if we see as per the natural horoscope, sign of Pisces falls there in the 12th house. So a lot of free flowing energy, open sky, open ocean. So here, when the 11th lord goes and sits over there, sometimes you don't know what is your ambition. You don't understand what is your goal, or your goal post keeps changing from time to time. You're not able to decide what you want to achieve. That is the problem. Your desires are not fixed. You're confused about your desires, right? So here, scattered energy, lack of focus can be seen. But if other things are supporting, if this placement is working on a positive side also, this could show a connection with foreign elements, gain from foreign lands, gain from foreign companies, gain from foreigners, etc. Especially if the relevant planets like Rahu and all are also involved over here. This native could be found of traveling, wants to move away, wants to live in solitude, so they can spend a lot of time alone on their own. They like to go and work towards work in nature, spend time in nature. So all these people who I have seen, take up adventure activities, spend a lot of time in the hills or various places working towards saving the environment, saving nature, etc. These people also, that means they're utilizing the positive part, they're utilizing the energy very positively here. The best way to utilize this energy also is to do some selfless service, do some seva, do some nishkam seva, spend time in nature, so that you sort out your thoughts well. So here, sorting out your thoughts, sorting out your goals is a challenge, and that is something which one has to keep working on. This is also a difficult placement for your savings. So savings become a big problem. Whatever you get, you start spending them. You start spending your money very fast. So saving is a big issue. Also could show somebody who's not interested in worldly affairs, right? So people who give up a lot of things and just want to spend time in search of something, search of some spiritual truth, search of moksha, as a lot of people say. So these kind of things can play up. Basically, time away, space away from the crowd, right? So that was all about the 11th lord in all the 12 bhavas. This is a uh, you know basic know-how of how the 11th lord will bring in results when it connects to various bhavas, when it connects to various houses. More will follow soon, and in my next video I will see you with the placement of the 12th house lord in all the bhavas. So till then, take care, goodbye.